I'm recording the podcast for this week from self-isolation. I came into contact last week with somebody who's got COVID, and so I need to just stay at home for 10 days. Sorry I wasn't there physically for the service on Sunday. I'm recording this podcast whilst we're watching the football on Sky. You can see there the Arsenal game, Crystal Palace. 9 minutes gone, nothing's happened, apart from Noah moaning a fair bit about how rubbish Arsenal are. Is that fair, Noah? Yeah. What are they like at the moment, tell me?
We're pretty rubbish, to be honest, at the moment.
Okay, that's a true Arsenal fan there. I remember actually that when my friend Nev got me season tickets, we were ninth row back right on the halfway line at the Emirates Stadium. We used to sit behind this guy who knew everything. Pat Rice used to be the assistant manager at Arsenal, and we nicknamed him Pat Right because this guy was always right about everything. And he sat there, guy in his 50s, with his daughter, mid-20s, young, attractive, stuck with her dad, and he just moaned the whole way through. I remember there's one game where we were so awful and we were losing to this European team that were very unknown, 2-0, and he just shouted out this swear word in irritation amongst 60,000 people when it was completely silent. People like that really bring down the mood of the match, don't they? I remember once when I was up watching the game with my friend Nev, an evening game, and we'd been out to dinner, and Jo phoned me and I picked my phone up and she was talking to me about one of the children. I think they were unwell or something, it wasn't that important. But as she was talking to me, Theo Walcott scored a goal for Arsenal and the whole place went mental. Jo was trying to say to me, will you listen to what I'm saying? I said, I can't, there's 60,000 people who are going mad about this goal. And I was hugging Nev. And I remember when we watched Arsenal versus Barcelona, and Barcelona had 6 clear-cut chances in the first 7 minutes, and Nev gripped my right knee with his left hand in fear as we shrieked. We ended up equalising in that game to draw 2-2. Cesc Fabregas scoring the equaliser from the penalty spot with his broken foot. It was a memorable night. I remember the night that Thierry Henry came back to us as a player about 35 years old, and he was wearing the number 12 shirt, not the number 14. And he came on against Leeds United in the FA Cup for the last few minutes, and Song put a ball through for him, Alex Song, and he scored the goal and the whole place went mental. Nev and I hugged each other and cried like babies at that game. We went out of the ground and he said, I'm buying us both the jerseys, and they were a lot of money because they had Thierry Henry and number 12, his new number on the back, and we bought those and went home. So many times we can celebrate in sporting events, and yours might not be football, it might be cricket, it might be rugby, it might be snooker, it could be anything, but we can celebrate. But there's a deeper level of celebration, isn't there? I remember once being up there with a guy in his 70s, and as they were reading out the team sheet, he said to me, I never knew my mum and my dad. I'd gone to a lot of football games with this guy, and he said, I'm an orphan. And he was really upset by that. And as they were reading out the team sheet, I said to him, but you're not an orphan to God. God loves you and you are his son. And he said something like, I wish that I could believe that. That's a moment worth celebrating. Being able to say to somebody, you're not a mistake. You are loved by God. You are God's child. Our vision as a church finishes with everyone celebrating the presence of God in the everyday. That means that we know that we are God's children, that we are daughters and sons, not orphans of God, in our everyday lives, at work, school, home, in our social lives. Everyone celebrating the presence of God in the everyday. Not just at a sporting event, every day. God bless. Stay safe.